Hi, I'm Ben Barnes, and you are watching Life Minute TV.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, how are you?
You probably recognize Ben Barnes from his roles as Prince Caspian from the Chronicles of Narnia, or from Marvel's The Punisher, HBO's Westworld, or Netflix's Shadow and Bone. But this talented actor, who just celebrated his 40th birthday, is putting his other talents to work as a musician, releasing his first EP, Songs for You.
My first passion, I was always singing in choirs. I just always about music, and I thought music would be what I did. And then when I was about 19, I started recording some music and some jazz covers, and I had a manager, and I was in a pop band for a minute. Sort of felt like it slipped through my fingers a little bit, and I sort of started focusing on the acting stuff and theatre, and I've been pursuing it for 20 years, but I've always kind of magnetized back to the music. And I think something about the pandemic managed to sort of spend the time finishing songs that were half written, and lyrics without music, and things that just didn't feel complete. And then suddenly I had this collection of songs which felt complete, and I just did everything I could to make it something that I could then share.
The self-taught piano player describes this old soul pop jazzy ensemble as a throwback to the bands that inspired him growing up.
Queen and Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder and all of that kind of stuff that I was introduced to by my dad was always the stuff that I gravitated towards, or the Beatles. And you can never sound like any of those people if you put them all in a melting pot and then write something about your life, and it gets sort of spun out the other side, hopefully ends up sounding like you. And when I first started playing stuff to my friends, they were like, oh, this sounds like you are as a person. And I was like, Great.
He's also released 2 videos, one of which with his pal and co-star from Westworld, Evan Rachel Wood.
It was sort of a concerted effort to have this connective tissue between my acting life, and I wanted them to be very much storytelling type videos, so that it wasn't just a kind of, oh, this actor's a singer now. It's kind of like, no, there's a bridge from one to the other. Although
he didn't divulge to us who the songs are for, what matters most, he says, are what they mean to the person listening.
When I listen to I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles, I think about the person whose hand I want to hold, not who Paul McCartney or John Lennon's, whose hand they were wanting to hold when they were late teenagers. I don't care. This is about, it's about how it relates to you, and how we become, as soon as we share something like that, you become a community, and as soon as you listen to it, it's for you.
How it makes us feel? Hopeful, joyful, nostalgic, and generally great. Definitely worth a listen. Check it out on all streaming platforms. So what else is this highly talented old soul up to?
I've just actually finished a Guillermo del Toro horror anthology series episode. I'm not the biggest horror fan in the world, but I thought new challenge, something different. And if Guillermo del Toro asks you to do something, you just say yes. So that was exciting. And then I'll go back to Shadow and Bone, which is the fantasy series on Netflix.
To hear more of this interview, visit our podcast, Life Minute TV, on iTunes and all streaming podcast platforms.